Imagine an entire nation waking up in despair, an entire nation waking up in disbelief, shock. And this is what happened to the United States of America on December the 8th, 1941, just one day after the Pearl Harbor attacks, orchestrated by the Empire of Japan on December the 7th, 1941. Pearl Harbor was, and it is, an important military naval US base located in Hawaii. And that day, that morning of December the 7th, 1941, as I said, it was attacked by the Japanese Empire, what is known today as Japan. This attack took the Americans by surprise. They didn't expect that coming from Japan, because in fact the two countries were at peace. These attacks of Pearl Harbor happened in the middle of World War II. The two countries, as I said before, they were having political conversations, diplomatic conversations, peaceful conversations. The United States didn't like the expansion of Japan over the whole Pacific. They didn't like that, and they were imposing non-military actions. They were imposing economic sanctions against Japan. Japan didn't like that, and they decided to attack Pearl Harbor on December the 7th, 1941, that morning. They attacked the United States by surprise. And just one day after that, the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, delivered one of the most memorable and powerful speeches of all time, which is called the Pearl Harbor Address, and it is also called the infamy speech.
I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
Because it was an event that merited this speech. In fact, in those attacks of Pearl Harbor, exactly 2,402 people lost their lives there, according to History.com. Not only did he deliver the speech to Congress, but also he delivered it to the entire American population that were listening to him via radio at that time. It is important to talk about, when analyzing this speech given by this president of the USA, it is important not only talking about the context on which it took place, but also about the language that this president uses. During the entire speech, he uses a lot of emotional language. He uses an a strongly emotional tone in his speech to evoke that feeling of emotion in the American people and in Congress as well. There is a couple of literary devices that he uses. He uses repetition or anaphora also, which is just the repetition of some phrases at the beginning of each sentence. There is some phrases that he says, and this is a direct quote by him, by Franklin D. Roosevelt. He says in his speech, "Last night, Japanese forces attacked Guam. Last night, Japanese forces attacked the Philippines island. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Guam.
Last night, Japanese forces attacked Hong Kong. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Guam. Last night, Japanese forces attacked the Philippine Islands."
And he keeps repeating last night, again and again. He keeps repeating Japanese forces because he wanted to emphasize that it was the Japanese forces, not other forces, that attacked the United States. And he wanted to emphasize as well that those attacks took place during the last night, the previous day on which he was speaking. The way on which he delivers his speech is very positive. In fact, I think he delivers his speech very calmly, very positively, and emotionally at the same time. He stood calmly in front of his people. He knew that millions of people were watching him at the same time, and he was capable of delivering that speech in the middle of American crisis with a strong determination of convincing his people to go to war during the World War II. And he was capable of doing that. I think that the speech given by Franklin D. Roosevelt, that is also known as the Pearl Harbor Attacks Address and also as the infamy speech, he was able to achieve his purpose. That wasn't only to inform the American people of what had happened during December the 7th, 1941, but also to persuade not only Congress, but the American people that it was a necessity, not a request. It was a necessity to go to war together. It was a necessity that the Congress declare a formal state of war against the empire of Japan. And he succeeded in doing that. He was capable of achieving his purpose.